You know, I don't think I've done. I'm not even sure I've properly set up Jewelcrafting on this realm. Where's my Jewelcrafting masterclass? Let's do that very quickly. Or prospecting masterclass. Yeah. I know the rules. I know the rules. I know the prospecting rates. Where's the things? Gems I set to 2 gold 50 a piece. Reports, materials, Anger's Eye. Okay, I've set the gems by the looks of things. Anger's Eye's Umbreal. Yep. Is this fixed? Yep. Anger's Eyes, Umbreal, Oroblast. Yeah, so they're set at 2 gold 50. That's fine. Create a group with all 6 Shadowlands ore in it and attach the crafting operation default craft value and do it as 20 times destroy. Yes, that's something I always forget. How do you pick if you're going to buy a lithium versus Leystrite? I just multiply the cost of Leystrite by 10. If it's you get 10 times the essences from a lithium than you do Leystrite. Check this out for reference. Yeah, 10 times the price. You can often, if you're lazy, because it takes so goddamn long to actually prospect Leystrite, some people will even pay a little bit more for lithium just so it's, you know, it's quicker. I'd be cautious buying too much lithium right now though, because I suspect lithium will probably actually drop in price a couple of weeks into 9.2. It'll be expensive at the beginning because everything will be expensive for the beginning. But the second we get flying in Zereth Mortis, the price of lithium is likely to take a bit of a nosedive. Because that will be the first time you'll be able to farm lithium with the benefit of flying. People will be able to pick it up so quick at that point. But that's, you know, that's a good few weeks down the line. Create a group with the 6 Shadowlands ores in it. I should have that already. Groups, materials, gems. No, the ores, sorry. Ore. Attach a crafting operation with the default craft value. One, two, three, 4, 5, 6, and then operation. Add more. Create new. It doesn't matter what we call it. We'll just call it Shadowlands. Or with an override default craft value and set the craft value to 20 times destroy. Like that. Then we go groups. Did I rename that? No, I didn't. Groups, raw, operations. Yes, it's there. Good, good, good. Then we go to TSM settings. Sorry, adjust destroying values to come from the material prices. Right. Whoa, 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 whoa. What's going on here? We're on stage 2 now here. So /TSM settings, tooltip settings, destroy value source. We set this to be crafting material cost. Where is it? It's down the bottom somewhere, isn't it? There we go. Crafting material cost. Right. Then we're good to go. Then we can go in and we can say, right, we can start now changing the material prices of the ores. Leystrite. We want this to be Leystrite, Lithium. What's the next one? Let's go Solinum. Let's go Oxane. Phaedrum. Now you may notice that this isn't really changing the prices in any case, which is fine. Oh god damn, which one have I missed? Sinvir. Now we need to do a bit of a conversion on the essences. So Rebirth 172 is what it's set at the moment. Let me grab that. 156, there we go. Wow, what a deal it would be if all of this information was in a free spreadsheet. Exactly. Exactly. Well worth hitting that follow button at the very least. Torment. From 275, we actually value Torment at 170. There we go. That's going to make a huge difference. This is why, like I said, there's always money to be made in Jewelcrafting if you know what you're doing with it. Because the prices that TSM is going to come with for Jewelcrafting out the box are usually wildly incorrect. But like I said, you've got to know what you're doing with it. So Servitude becomes 163, slightly cheaper. And Valor then becomes... So I know I'm doing a lot of copy pasting from off screen, but it's all just from the prospecting masterclass in the cheat sheet. 141. There we go. Now we'll do the bonus custom price sources. We go settings, custom sources, add new custom source. We're going to call this Rebirth. Oh, can only contain lowercase, of course. Let's grab the string. We're going to need one called Torment. We need one called Servitude. I should have done this a long ass time ago, but I kind of forgot. We're going to need one called Valor. These custom price sources are simply to give you an indication of what you should be prospecting to get this essence. They're also configured so that they won't show up all the time. So we now need to go to tooltip settings, and we need to make sure that these are visible. But they won't always show. These will only show. I've got these are configured in a cheeky way, so that they'll only actually show when you hover over something that vendors for 2 gold, 50 silver, which conveniently is all the gems or the essences themselves. So if I, for example, now go to one of the essences, Essence of Valor, for example, I can then look at the custom price sources here, and I can check Valor, and Valor says 3 gold. The reason it says 3 gold is because there's a hidden code that I've made in this. If the custom price source says 1 gold, you should be prospecting Leystrite to get it. If it says 2 gold, you should be prospecting a lithium. And if it says 3 gold, you should probably be prospecting the zone ore for it. So here, if we now move this a little bit out the way, here's our secret code. If we go Essence of Valor, you can see actually Rebirth, Servitude, and Valor all suggest that the cheapest way to get hold of them is going to be by prospecting the zone-specific ores. Torment, on the other hand, the cheapest way to get Torment essences is by prospecting Leystrite. Now, of course, if at any point you need to prospect Leystrite, the likelihood is you're going to get some of the other essences as well. We can't, you know, this is about as good as we can do with custom price sources in the game right now. And thanks for somebody killing my auctioneer midway through me trying to explain something. But, you know, welcome to Booty Bay. But yeah, so there's one of the biggest questions I always get asked is, well, how do you know what you should be prospecting? Do this, and it will tell you. Yeah, it will tell you. These, for reference, if people really want to work out how these are doing what they're doing, it's basically doing a comparison. It's doing a comparison between what it costs to get an essence through each of the different ways of getting it. So you could prospect Leystrite, you could prospect a lithium, or you could prospect the zone specific ore, and then it's just taking the smallest of those numbers and then converting the smallest one into this magic code of either 1, 2, or 3. So you can at quick reference see what you should be prospecting. It'd be really nice if we could have a custom price source result in being, you know, like a piece of text, for example, so I wouldn't have to use this secret code, but maybe in the future. So now what that actually does is that should, now that it's converted a lot of the pricing or how we value our materials. See, I don't usually actually follow I don't follow that guide like word for word. But I kind of just intuitively, because I know how prospecting works, I intuitively kind of do it the right way anyway. I just know by looking at the prices what's the best option. But what it will mean now is that you can automatically see what it's done. Now that we're actually correctly valuing the essences that go into crafting the Jewelcrafting stuff, you can now quickly see how, if you are correctly prospecting and you are actually truly getting your essences at a good price, you can very quickly see how you can actually almost always make profit with Jewelcrafting. Even when it looks like you can't, you often can, because most people just don't have it set up right. I'd more than happily make 5,000, 6,000 gold on every single rank 4 that I sell. Sure, the rank 6s are still a little bit skinny for my liking, but, you know, you can't have everything. So this is why I love Jewelcrafting, because it kind of hides the crafting costs pretty effectively. So yeah, and all of that is not taking into consideration the cost of the gems. So anything that you can do with the gems that you get from prospecting is also a bonus. This is why it's not 100% accurate, because, you know, at worst case scenario, you're going to get a bunch of gems that you can then just vendor. Each gem vendors for 2 gold 50. I then use a lot of the gems wherever possible to craft item level 200 gear, item level 230 gear, the doublets, the clusters. Anything else you make with Jewelcrafting is just helping you, you know, recuperate as much of the cost from the prospecting as you can to begin with. But if you can make back the cost of the ore purely by the essences, then realistically anything you do with the gems is a bonus, even if you just vendor them. So 9 times out of 10 it will probably tell you to prospect Leystrite ore, unless your zone specific ore is very cheap, and it has to be like sub 10 gold level, very cheap, for you to actually want to prospect the zone specific ore most of the time. What should I look for on the auction house to see if there's a chance to get into Jewelcrafting Legendary Crafting this late into the expansion? Yeah, you don't really need to look on the auction house so much as you just need to understand how Jewelcrafting works. I'd check the cheat sheet for the prospecting masterclass. There's I think I did a video to go along with this. There's a prospecting sheet which gives you all the calculators for prospecting, expected values based on how much you prospect and what you pay for it, and this sort of stuff. And thirdly, you want to just make sure that you're aware of the actual cost implications. I'm quite sure I think there's a video on my channel, Prospecting Masterclass. Yeah, there we go. Ultimate Prospecting Guide. 5 months ago I did this now. Wow, okay. This is basically the video that goes along. This is just the long form format of what I just very briefly went through on stream.